Imagine holding in your hand what looks like an ordinary 5-cent coin. Small, simple, maybe even a little worn down with age. You could walk past it on the street and never think twice. But what if I told you that tiny coin could secretly be worth a life-changing fortune? A treasure so powerful it can turn an ordinary pocket change discovery into a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot. Today, right here on True Coin Value, we are about to unlock a hidden world. A world where rare Jefferson nickels transform from everyday coins into treasures guarded by collectors, hunted in auctions, and valued like pure gold. And tonight, stay with me, because I'm going to reveal to you 4 of the most ultra-rare, unbelievably valuable Monticello Jefferson nickels that exist in today's market. Coins so rare, so breathtaking, that they can make even the most experienced collectors' hearts skip a beat. These aren't just nickels, they are treasures. And once you hear their stories, once you see their secrets, you will never look at your change the same way again. But listen carefully. Do not click away, because the final coin we reveal today will leave you in absolute shock. It is a treasure most collectors can only dream of owning. So buckle up, my friends. This is not just another coin video. This is a journey into history, rarity, and hidden fortune. Welcome to True Coin Value, where every coin tells a story, and every story might just change your life. Coin number 1. Let's begin with a coin that at first glance doesn't scream treasure, the 1970 Jefferson nickel. Now, many of you might think, 1970? That's not too far back. Surely millions of these must exist. And yes, technically they do, but here is the twist. Not all nickels are born equal. Some carry secrets so rare that only the sharpest collectors can recognize them. The Jefferson nickel itself was introduced back in 1938, replacing the beloved Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, it features the dignified portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and the stunning Monticello, his Virginia home, on the reverse. The 1970 issue came out of the San Francisco Mint, home of proof strikes and specialty issues. But here's where the story gets thrilling. Not every 1970 nickel is the same. In fact, certain variations, certain conditions, and certain minting quirks have made a handful of these nickels rise to unimaginable heights in value. Now, the one we are spotlighting today has something extraordinary. Black spotting on its surface, combined with a very fine grade. While to the untrained eye, this might look like damage or imperfection, to seasoned collectors, this becomes part of the narrative of the coin. Each spot tells a story of how it has aged, how it has been preserved, and how it has survived over 5 decades. But rarity isn't just about age. The San Francisco Mint's 1970 nickels are particularly tricky because of their limited mintages and the fact that many were struck for proof sets. The survival rate of coins in collectible condition is low, and when you add unique toning, markings, or specific striking characteristics, the rarity skyrockets. Collectors are not just buying a nickel, they are buying history sealed in metal. They are buying a story, Jefferson's legacy, Schlag's artistry, and the quirks of minting that make this 1970 coin truly one of a kind. Now let's talk about value. And this, my friends, is where things get spine-tingling. The very coin we are highlighting, 1970 black spots, very fine condition, is currently commanding a jaw-dropping market value of $115,000. Yes, you heard me right, $115,000 for a 5-cent coin. This is not fantasy, this is reality, and the market today is hotter than ever. The value of this coin is not slowing down. It is climbing, step by step, day by day. This isn't just money, this is treasure. Owning this coin is like holding a fortune in the palm of your hand. Think about it. A coin that was once exchanged in daily life, a coin that might have passed through ordinary hands, is today valued higher than some houses, some businesses, and some lifelong savings. This is the kind of treasure that makes collectors sleepless at night, dreaming of the chance to call it their own. And if you are lucky enough to have one, you are not just a collector. You are sitting on a piece of living, breathing American history that grows more valuable with every passing year. For collectors watching, here's my tip. Always keep a close eye on the 1970s nickels, especially those with unique toning or spotting. Don't dismiss imperfections too quickly. Sometimes they are the very details that make a coin unique. Study mint marks, look for anomalies, and never underestimate the power of condition grading. And my conclusion for this coin, the 1970s Jefferson nickel, is no ordinary coin. It's a silent giant, a treasure hiding in plain sight, a coin that transforms a 5-cent piece into a fortune. If you have it, guard it. If you find it, treasure it. And if you're hunting for it, let this video be your guide, because here on True Coin Value, we uncover the coins that the world wants, but only a few can ever own. Next up. Now, my friends, if you thought the 1970s was shocking, wait until you hear about this one. At first glance, the 1977 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark might not seem like much. After all, millions of nickels rolled out of the mints in the late 1970s. People used them for groceries, gas, bus fares, and everyday purchases. But hidden in the sea of ordinary nickels is a version so rare, so mysterious, that it sends ripples of excitement through the coin-collecting world every time it appears. Let's roll back the history for a moment. The Jefferson nickel series had been around since 1938, and by the 1970s, it was a cornerstone of American pocket change. The obverse, designed by Felix Schlag, still proudly displayed Jefferson's profile. On the reverse, Monticello stood strong, a symbol of America's heritage. But here's where it gets interesting: mint marks. Normally, nickels from the Philadelphia Mint before 1980 did not carry a mint mark, while Denver and San Francisco coins did. But when you find a 1977 nickel without a mint mark, and it bears certain features like the condition and unique markings we are talking about today, it becomes something much more than just a Philadelphia strike. It becomes a piece of treasure. The specific coin we are highlighting carries brown spotting across its surface, what some might mistake as discoloration, but collectors recognize as part of its aging journey. These natural spots tell the story of how the coin survived decades without being lost to circulation wear. It is this individuality, this fingerprint of history, that transforms the coin from ordinary into legendary. Why is this coin so valuable? Because not all 1977 no mint mark nickels survive in collectible conditions. Most were used, abused, and eventually discarded. The few that remain, especially those with distinct toning and preserved details, are snapped up instantly in auctions. And every single year, the demand for these rarities only grows. And now, let's talk about the heart-stopping part, the value. Are you ready? The 1977 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, with brown dots in fine condition, is today commanding a staggering market price of $90,500. Yes, that's $90,500 for a single nickel. Imagine holding a small 5-cent coin that carries the weight of a luxury fortune in today's auction market. This is not fiction. This is the truth of today's coin world. What makes this more exciting is the trajectory. The value of this coin is rising every single year. Collectors know it, auction houses know it, and now you know it. What was once a coin passed along in daily commerce has turned into a fortune, a treasure chest in your pocket, and a dream come true for those who hunt rare coins. If you own this nickel, my friends, you don't just own a coin, you own a time capsule of American history whose value is climbing to the skies. Now here's my tip to collectors. Never underestimate nickels from the 1970s. Many people overlook them, thinking they are too modern to be valuable. But that's exactly where the hidden treasures lie. Always check for mint marks or the absence of them. Always look for natural toning and unique spotting. And always remember, fine condition and above can turn a simple nickel into a life-changing fortune. The conclusion. The 1977 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel is a coin of pure suspense and astonishment. It hides its value in plain sight, waiting for the sharp-eyed collector to recognize its worth. This coin proves that fortune doesn't always shine in gold or silver. Sometimes it glimmers quietly in nickel, waiting to be discovered. Next up, now, buckle your seatbelts, because the third coin on our journey today is where things get absolutely breathtaking. The 1946 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, in uncirculated condition, is nothing less than a miracle of survival. This is not just a coin. It's an untouched piece of American history, preserved through the storms of time, carrying a value so high it could make any collector feel like they've stumbled upon buried treasure. Let's travel back to 1946, a pivotal year. The Second World War had just ended. America was rebuilding, soldiers were returning home, and the nation was entering a new era of hope and prosperity. And in this year, the U.S. Mint struck Jefferson nickels that quietly carried the spirit of post-war America. Now here's what makes this story fascinating. During the war, nickels from 1942 to 1945 contained silver. Yes, genuine silver, because nickel metal was needed for the war effort. But in 1946, the mint went back to its standard composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. That means the 1946 nickel marked the return to pre-war normalcy, making it a symbolic coin in American history. And here's where the treasure part begins. Although millions were minted, almost all of them went directly into circulation. They were used hard, day after day, and worn down to near nothingness. Finding one in uncirculated condition, with its original beauty untouched, is like finding a diamond buried in the desert. Most were lost to time. Only a tiny handful survived in pristine states, and those are the ones that today are shaking the auction market. Now let's talk about the one we're spotlighting. A 1946 Jefferson nickel without mint mark, in uncirculated condition, with a beautiful, almost glowing look. This coin isn't just metal, it's art, it's heritage. It's a time capsule from 1946, showing Jefferson's proud profile and Monticello's detail exactly as it looked the day it left the mint presses. To hold one like this in your hand is to hold history, untouched by decades of wear. So how rare is it? Extremely. Most surviving nickels from 1946 show heavy wear, scratches, dings, faded details. But to find one still crisp, sharp, and glowing is almost impossible. That rarity is why collectors are willing to fight tooth and nail in auction rooms to secure one of these gems. Every serious collector wants it, but only a chosen few will ever own it. And now the value. My friends, prepare yourselves. The 1946 Jefferson nickel without mint mark, in uncirculated condition, is commanding an eye-popping current market price of $153,000. Yes, $153,000. This is not a typo, not an exaggeration. It is the real truth of today's coin market. This coin is nothing short of a treasure chest in the palm of your hand. Let me tell you something. The value of this coin isn't slowing down. Year after year, it climbs higher. The demand is intense, the supply is almost non-existent, and the prices are going up like a rocket. Owning one of these is like owning a golden key to wealth, a piece of history that appreciates with every passing season. Now here's my tip for collectors. If you ever come across a 1946 nickel, examine it carefully. Check for mint marks, or in this case, the absence of one. Look for sharp details, original luster, and preserved surfaces. Coins that look too good to be true might just be the exact treasure you've been hunting for. And if you're lucky enough to find one in uncirculated condition, my friend, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a jackpot. So what's the conclusion for this coin? The 1946 no mint mark Jefferson nickel is a masterpiece of survival, a coin that bridges the world of war and peace, and a treasure that transforms ordinary metal into extraordinary wealth. To own one is to own a slice of post-war America, locked forever in nickel and copper. And make no mistake, the market knows its worth, and its worth is only rising. Next up, and now, my friends, we come to the final coin of today's treasure hunt. The last chapter of this story is one that will leave you in absolute awe. The 1965 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is not just rare. It's a coin wrapped in mystery, scarcity, and astonishing value. And when I say astonishing, I mean it. This is the kind of nickel that transforms collectors into treasure hunters and makes auction rooms buzz with excitement. Let's set the stage. The year is 1965, a turbulent yet groundbreaking time in U.S. coin history. The nation had just faced a massive coin shortage. The mint was under pressure, production was chaotic, and big decisions were being made. To save resources and speed up production, the United States Mint took a bold step. It completely eliminated mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967. Yes, for those years, no matter where your coin was struck, Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, it carried no mint mark. Now, to most people back then, that was just a small change. But for us collectors today, it means one thing: hidden treasure. Because not all nickels from this era are equal. Many were overused, poorly struck, or lost in circulation. Only a handful managed to survive in collectible conditions, and when one surfaces, the world takes notice. The coin we are talking about today is one of those survivors. A 1965 Jefferson nickel without mint mark, in very fine condition, showing unique brown layering on its surface. Those brown tones are not damage, they are the coin's natural patina, a fingerprint of its age and authenticity. Collectors see those layers as part of the coin's character, proof of its survival, and proof that it is genuine. Think about this. Millions of people held nickels in 1965. They spent them on coffee, newspapers, gas, and groceries. Nearly all of those nickels vanished into history, worn down to nothing. But this one, it defied time. It carries its details proudly, its surfaces preserved, its beauty intact. That, my friends, is why it has become a prize worth chasing. Now let's get to the moment you've been waiting for: the value. Are you ready? Because the 1965 no mint mark Jefferson nickel with brown layers in very fine condition is commanding a jaw-dropping market price of $125,000. $125,000 for a nickel. This is the truth of today's coin market. This is not hype, not fiction, it is reality. A reality that turns pocket change into treasure, ordinary into extraordinary. And here's the best part. The value of this coin is rising every single year. The demand is strong, the supply is almost gone, and collectors will pay fortunes to add one of these rare survivors to their collection. Owning a coin like this is like owning a treasure chest that grows heavier in gold every year you keep it. Here's my collector's tip. When dealing with 1965 to 1967 coins, never dismiss them just because they lack mint marks. That absence is part of the story. Always look for details, toning, layering, condition. Many people ignore them, but those who study them carefully are the ones who strike gold. So what's the conclusion for this final coin? The 1965 Jefferson nickel without mint mark is a symbol of America's coinage struggles, a rare survivor of a unique era, and a treasure that proves even modern-looking nickels can carry historic and financial weight beyond imagination. It's a coin that shines not in silver or gold, but in rarity, history, and skyrocketing value. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of today's incredible journey through the world of ultra-rare Jefferson nickels. From 1970 to 1977, from 1946 to 1965, we've uncovered coins that don't just tell stories, they create legends. These coins are treasures, fortunes, pieces of American history that grow more valuable by the day. Remember, true coin value is your most trustful, faithful, and fresh source for rare coin updates. Every single day, we bring you the truth, the latest market values, and the most exciting discoveries in the coin world.